Chris Hale had everything a man could want. Money? More than he could spend in 10 lifetimes. Success? His name was in newspapers and magazines. Respect? When he walked into a room, everyone stopped talking to look at him. But there was one thing missing. One hole in his perfect life that all his money couldn't fill. 7 months ago, his wife disappeared. Just vanished. Like she was never there at all. And tonight he was about to see her again. But not in the way he ever imagined. Hello everyone, welcome to our story. Before we continue, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Are you in New York? Jamaica? Maybe South Africa or Canada? We'd love to hear from you. The restaurant was called The Crown, and it was the fanciest place in the whole city. Crystal lights sparkled from the ceiling. The floors were so shiny you could see your face in them. Everyone who ate there was rich. Movie stars, business owners, politicians. Chris Hale walked through the front door at exactly 8 o'clock. His girlfriend Vanessa walked beside him in a red dress that sparkled. Mr. Hale. The restaurant manager rushed over. Your table is ready, sir. The best table in the house. They sat down near the window. Chris immediately pulled out his phone. Vanessa frowned. Can you put that away? Just for tonight? I'm working, Chris said. You're always working, Vanessa replied. Chris finally put his phone down. He was thinking about 7 months ago. About coming home to an empty apartment. About his wife who disappeared. Lily. No. He pushed the thought away. She left him. She didn't care. End of story. Just then someone approached their table. Chris didn't look up. He was studying the menu. Good evening. Welcome to The Crown. Can I start you with something to drink? The voice was quiet, polite, professional. But something about it made Chris's whole body freeze. He knew that voice. Slowly, very slowly, Chris lifted his eyes from the menu, and his entire world stopped. Standing next to his table, holding a notepad, wearing a black waitress uniform, was his wife, Lily. But that wasn't the most shocking part. She was pregnant. Very, very pregnant. Time seemed to stop. The restaurant noise faded away. Chris couldn't breathe. His heart pounded so hard it hurt. Lily stood there, her face showing no emotion. Her hand held the pen steady above her notepad. For a moment, just one terrible, frozen moment, their eyes met. Chris saw the wife he'd lost. He saw pain he didn't understand. He saw a stranger wearing a familiar face. But most of all, he saw her belly, round and obvious under her uniform. She's pregnant. The thought hit him like a punch. Whose baby? When did this happen? But deep inside he already knew the answer. Chris. Vanessa's voice broke through the fog. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Chris couldn't speak. His mouth opened but no words came out. Lily's face remained perfectly calm. She stood there like a professional waitress, waiting for his order as if they were strangers. As if she hadn't been his wife. As if she hadn't disappeared without a word. Sir? Lily said, her voice steady. What can I get you to drink? That voice. That same gentle voice that used to say, I love you. Now it was cold. Distant. Vanessa looked between Chris and Lily, confusion on her face. Do you two know each other? Chris finally found his voice. It came out rough, almost broken. Lily? For just a second, something flickered in Lily's eyes. Pain maybe. Or fear. But then it was gone. I'll come back when you're ready to order, she said quietly and started to turn away. Wait. Chris stood up so fast his chair scraped loudly. People at nearby tables turned to look. Lily stopped but didn't turn around. What are you doing here? Chris demanded. His hands were shaking. Where have you been? Why did you leave? What? His eyes dropped to her belly. Are you? Chris, sit down, Vanessa hissed, grabbing his arm. People are staring. But Chris didn't care. He didn't care about anything except the woman standing in front of him. Lily slowly turned back to face him. Her eyes were tired. There were shadows under them, like she hadn't slept in months. She looked thinner except for her belly. Her hands had small cuts and burns, the kind you get from working hard. I'm working, sir, she said, putting emphasis on that last word. Please sit down. Sir. She called him sir. Like he was nobody to her. The manager appeared quickly. Is there a problem here? No problem, Lily said immediately. I was just taking their order. Chris felt like he was drowning. His wife, his missing wife, was standing here pretending they didn't know each other. Vanessa tugged his arm harder. Chris, you're embarrassing me. Sit down. The manager looked at Chris. Mr. Hale, is everything all right? Everyone in the restaurant was watching now. Chris had two choices. Make a scene or sit down and pretend everything was normal. His legs felt weak. Slowly he sank back into his chair. Everything's fine, he said, though his voice sounded hollow. The manager nodded. Perhaps another server should take this table? Yes, Lily said quickly. I'll send someone else. She walked away, moving between tables, disappearing into the kitchen. Chris watched her go, his mind screaming. Come back. Don't leave again. Tell me what happened. But she was gone. Vanessa leaned close, her voice sharp with anger. Who was that? How do you know her? She stopped, her eyes widening. Oh my God. Is that your ex-wife? Chris didn't answer. He was still staring at the kitchen door. 7 months. 7 months he'd wondered where she was. 7 months he'd told himself she didn't love him. And here she was, working as a waitress, pregnant, looking at him like he was a stranger. Vanessa's face turned red. That's her, isn't it? Your ex-wife who left you. And she's pregnant. Her voice got louder. Is that your baby? I don't know, Chris whispered. You don't know? Vanessa stood up, her hands shaking. I can't believe this. You brought me here to the fanciest restaurant in the city, and your pregnant ex-wife is our waitress. Vanessa, I didn't know she would be here. I don't care. Vanessa grabbed her purse. This is humiliating. Everyone is staring at us. At me. Please just sit down. Let me explain. Explain what? That you're still in love with her? I saw the way you looked at her, Chris. Like she was the only person in the world. Tears filled Vanessa's eyes, but they were angry tears. I'm leaving. Don't call me Vanessa. But she was already walking away, her heels clicking loudly on the marble floor. Every person in the restaurant watched her storm out. Chris sat there alone at the table. His $20 million business deal suddenly felt meaningless. His expensive suit, his gold watch, his power, none of it mattered. The only thing that mattered was behind that kitchen door. He waited 5 minutes, then 10. A different waiter came and asked if he wanted to order. Chris waved him away. Finally, he couldn't wait anymore. Chris stood up and walked toward the kitchen. The manager tried to stop him. Sir, customers aren't allowed in the kitchen. Get out of my way, Chris said in a voice that made the manager step back. Chris pushed through the kitchen doors. Inside it was hot and loud. Cooks were shouting orders. Pans were sizzling. Steam filled the air. And there in the corner sat Lily on a small stool. Her face was in her hands. Her shoulders were shaking. She was crying. Chris's heart broke seeing her like this. He walked toward her slowly. The kitchen noise seemed to fade away. Lily, he said softly. Her head snapped up. When she saw him, she quickly wiped her eyes and stood up. You can't be back here, she said, her voice shaky. This area is for staff only. I don't care about the rules, Chris said. We need to talk. There's nothing to talk about. Lily tried to walk past him, but Chris gently caught her arm. Please. Just 5 minutes. Lily pulled her arm away. Let go of me. A large cook looked over at them. Is this guy bothering you, Lily? It's fine, Marcus, Lily said quickly. He's leaving. But Chris didn't move. He just stood there looking at her. Really looking at her. She was so different from the woman he remembered. That woman had soft hands and wore nice dresses. That woman smiled easily and laughed often. This woman looked exhausted. Her uniform was too big on her thin frame. Her hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. There were dark circles under her eyes. But she was still beautiful to him. Still the woman he'd loved. Still his wife. The baby, Chris said quietly. Is it mine? Lily's jaw tightened. That's none of your business. None of my business? Chris's voice rose. You're my wife. Was, Lily corrected him, her eyes flashing with anger. I was your wife. Past tense. We're still married. You never divorced me. You just disappeared. And whose fault was that? The words came out bitter, angry. Chris stepped back, confused. My fault? You're the one who left. You're the one who ran away without even a note. Lily laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. You really don't know, do you? You really have no idea. No idea about what? Lily, I came home and you were gone. I searched everywhere for you. I called everyone. I thought something terrible had happened to you. Something terrible did happen to me, Lily said, her voice breaking. But you were too busy to notice. The kitchen manager approached them. I'm sorry, but you both need to take this outside. We have a restaurant to run. Lily nodded. I'm going back to work. No, Chris said firmly. You're not. We're leaving. Right now. I can't just leave. I need this job. I'll pay you whatever you would have made tonight. Double. Triple. I don't care. Chris pulled out his wallet. Please, Lily. Just talk to me. That's all I'm asking. Lily stared at the money in his hand. Chris saw something flash across her face. Anger? Disgust? You think money fixes everything, don't you? She said quietly. You think you can just throw cash at a problem and make it go away? That's not what I meant. That's exactly what you meant. Lily took off her apron and handed it